What's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. For this, we're doing my run through for the 15 million damage against Kyros event for the ranking missions. And we have a bunch of different teams today, going over them, and hope you guys enjoy. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first team we're going to be running today is going to be a Franky team. With an unevolved Franky captain with an unevolved treasure mode, sorry, not treasure mode, Luffy Ace captain. Now, you can run either of them as captain. It actually doesn't matter which one you have. If you have either, it works great. We have Brook here as a color affinity booster. We have the Carrot to remove paralysis just on herself. And this is actually a really funny run because when I was doing it, I didn't think this was going to work at all. And I ended up popping the Garp for the additional tap timing bonus, Luffy Ace for the orb boost, and Franky for the type boost, and going into the Franky mode. And I was like, okay, so we're just gonna have to RNG the paralysis on the Brook in order to get enough damage, because I actually didn't know how much damage I had to do. So you'll notice here I have to swap over to the strength version of Luffy Ace in order to get everything, and then I go ahead and pop the Luffy Ace special, get full matching orbs, and I pop the Marco special for the chain boost. And then I make sure to go into the Franky captain action in order to get the extra damage. Make sure you attack with your Garp last and your Marco last. And I was hoping to get a hit on one of your guys, one of my guys earlier, but it looks like I totally messed up. And I ended up attacking with Franky last because I wasn't really thinking about it. But the last hit on this Garp, you can see he was almost 9 million damage, and I did barely over 15 million. So I was very surprised that I did the damage in my first run. The next team we have here is going to be a Franky and Moria fighter / powerhouse team. So Moria, if you didn't know, is going to be a 3.5 times captain that for fighter and powerhouse characters, whereas, you know, Franky is not. And of course, we're using the unevolved Franky. So if you do have either of them, this team works out well for them both. Bonnie is here to remove the paralysis entirely, as well as change block orbs into matching. And what's nice about this team is that there are ways of getting matching orbs really easily in this team, which is really cool. What we're going to be doing is using Sengoku to make tandem and meat matching, and then we're going to be popping the quick Carrot in order to give us a type boost. Now, you don't want to pop the Franky special because he'll rotate your orbs off what you want, and that's not what you want to do. You make sure you go into Franky captain action and make sure you get enough damage, and then attack in the appropriate order. Make sure you attack with Sengoku and Carrot last in order to get the most amount of damage. You just make sure that you have the chain lock up, and you should be fine. The first character you want to hit with is Franky, and then or Bonnie, doesn't matter really which, and then you go into your rotation, kill everything. Since it's chain lock, it really doesn't matter your rotation, but my recommendation is hit with your heavy hitters last, just so you get all your damage hits in. The next team we're running today is going to be the new limited rare recruit Doflamingo friend captain with the limited rare recruit, what's his name, Bryndi World captain. And we're running this with Pudding and Caribou. Those are the two of the recommended units you have for shooters. And make sure you run them in your middle row in order to get rid of the paralysis in your middle row, and makes it a lot easier. We're going to use Coliseum Gladius in order to give us a color affinity boost. We're going to use the Limited Rare Recruit Doflamingo friend captain in order to give all matching orbs. We're going to use Coliseum Enel to give ourselves a chain boost. We're going to use Caribou for a quick and int type boost, and then we're going to start attacking. Make sure you attack with your strength characters first and your quick characters last, and then go up in the attack order. Main thing here is that if you didn't know, Bryndi World has scaling attack damage, where he starts at a lower attack multiplier and goes to a much higher attack multiplier over time. So that makes it so that when you're attacking with your quick units last, with the chain boost, you're actually getting a lot more damage. Makes it so you can do over 15 million. Our next team is going to be a powerhouse team with Story Hody captain, with a limited rare recruit Moria captain. And Limited Rare Recruit Moria seems he's really good for this because, of course, he is a powerhouse captain as well as a fighter captain. Makes it really, really nice for this content. And, of course, Story Hody, if you didn't know, has a very similar captain ability to the Limited Rare Recruit Moria, where they both start at 3.5 times multipliers, and they decrease in multiplier as each turn goes on. So, you know, they're starting on turn 1 makes it a lot easier to go through. Now, Moria, for this team, we have the Treasure Mode Gear 4 Luffy for a color affinity boost, and he is a powerhouse character. We're going to be using Moria for a chain lock. We're going to be using Ores Limit Broken for 4 turns of paralysis reduction. But, you know, it doesn't really work out that way. So you don't really need the Ores, which is really funny about this team. And then we're going to... I thought it would be helpful to have, but, you know, apparently I can't get enough paralysis reduction on this team, so what can you do? If you do have Hyozo Limit Broken, however, you do get enough paralysis reduction to have Hyozo attack last and get all things seen. But you can see, as long as you're able to attack on Hyozo, you're fine. But with Limit Broken Hyozo, you will actually have no problems with getting the paralysis removed on Hyozo. The next team we're going to be running is going to be a V2 Rayleigh team with a version 2 Gear 4 Luffy team. And you can see my Rayleigh here is level 5 because his damage doesn't matter at all. Big thing here is most of the team is going to be Cerebral, and you can see I brought enough Quick and Psi units to make sure that happened. Killer is actually here just as a beat stick, so you can bring any Quick Cerebral unit you want. Pedro here is, of course, here for color affinity as well as the lower HP, so you can use Rayleigh in order to get everything done. And you can see I was like, oh, we popped the specials in the incorrect order, so I just realized that I had to reset and then pop the Sengoku. So make sure that you pop your Pedro and then you pop your Sengoku in order to get yourself the matching orbs you want. It allows you to get the 2 times orb boost, but then the Rayleigh will do everything else. Your pudding here is, if you did want to pop, of course, will remove some paralysis, but of course you can't remove enough paralysis unless you do some other things. With Pudding and I believe Wanda instead of Killer, you would be able to remove all the paralysis you need. I don't know if you would want to do that, but you could. But you do more than enough damage with with just 5 units, so definitely you have replacements possible in this team. It's one of the easiest teams you can run if you do have Unevolved version 2 Gear 4 Luffy or Unevolved version 2 Rayleigh. And the final team we're going to be running here today is going to be a version 2 unevolved Doflamingo with the limited rare recruit Doflamingo in a full shooter and driven team, which is actually kind of funny. You're actually able to make a full shooter and driven team, which is really surprising. We're using Coliseum Enel, Coliseum Gladius, rare recruit Caribou, as well as Quick Perona. Now, there are other units that you can use instead of Quick Perona, but it was the highest attacking character that I had that I could actually bring. There are other shooter-driven units that are quick, but this ended up working out just fine. But pretty much any quick-driven unit that is a shooter and driven character will allow you to get enough damage to do this. So that's actually pretty funny. My name's Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you, of course, like the video down below, as well as hit the subscribe button above or below. And if you want to check out the last couple videos right over there, you have a great rest of your day. Peace.